Justice, reputation, power. Some believe in karma, some call it fate. But in the corridors of Nigerian politics, there is a law that many of them forgot: the law of natural retribution. This is the story of Patrick Abba Moro, the once Minister of Interior that conducted a fraud recruitment in immigrations, which led to the death of over 26 unemployed Nigerians, including pregnant women, and the stampeding of an extra 50,000 unemployed youths across the 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory. Patrick Abba Moro was born on the 3rd of July, 1956 in Aoku, Benue State. His journey into public service began with education. Before politics, he worked in academia, a lecturer at Benue State Polytechnic, and a union leader serving in the Senior Staff Association. In 1998, Moro was elected chairman of Aoku Local Government Council, the beginning of a long political career. After serving for 8 years, he ran for governor of Benue State in 2007 under the People's Democratic Party. Later in July 2011, Moro was appointed Minister of Interiors under the then President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, a position that Moro held until 2015. As a Minister of Interior, Moro oversaw one of the most controversial recruitment exercises in the history of Nigeria, the 2014 Nigerian Immigration Service recruitment, where at the time 6.5 million unemployed Nigerians applied for a limited number of slots, paying approximately $6 each through the portal for their registration fee. The recruitment centers were spread across all 36 states of the Federation, including the Federal Capital Territory, and this exercise was held in large stadiums and interview centers. The then minister, Moro, gave the contract for this particular recruitment to an agency, citing fairness and transparency. Over $39 million was generated through registration alone. Chaos reigned on the day of the recruitment. Overcrowding, lack of crowd control, poor logistics was the order of the day. Stampedes broke out. Reports has it that at least 24 people died in the process, tens of thousands of others injured. In some centers, scrutiny revealed shocking negligences, particularly in stadiums, where it was noted that only one gate was opened for the recruiters to come in and exit. The public was furious. Labor union, human rights demanded answers. President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan himself questioned Abba Moro, asking him to explain within 24 hours. What Moro did will shock you. Moro at first blamed unemployed Nigerians for being impatient. Moro cited that the youths never followed instructions. Days later, due to backlash from the public, Moro came out and issued an apology and unwillingly accepted full responsibility for all that happened. In spite of this, many remained unconvinced. Critics said that the recruitment exercise had been a money-making scheme and not a genuine hiring process, because after that very incident, no one was recruited. Some reports claimed that Moro collected 677 million naira. Others reported that at the time it was more than that over 2.6 billion naira was collected by Moro and his agency for the recruitment registration. And this led to an investigation by the EFCC. Labor and civil society groups called the deaths avoidable. They laid blames at Moro's feet for failing to safeguard vulnerable job seekers, including pregnant women. Even as the recruitment was cancelled, no money was refunded to all that registered. Over time, the EFCC interrogated Moro over the scandal and allegations of financial embezzlement. They took Moro to court, and the case has lingered for more than 11 years, with it being adjourned year after year.
To make it very, very clear here, I joined the People's Democratic Party in 1998.
In 2019, Moro was elected senator for Benue South, succeeding longtime Senate President David Mark. Many question the success of this senatorial election because the people of Benue South has been complaining on how they were marginalized, neglected and abandoned by their own son, who was the Minister of Interior. As a Minister of Interior, Moro's responsibility ranges from delivering numerous projects, road rehabilitation, bridge construction, electrification, and educational infrastructures. To give credit for where credit is due, Moro has championed security, notably calling for federal interventions in herdsmen and bandit attacks in Benue State. One of the cries of the people of Benue State has been the construction of good and quality roads. Senator Moro would have given his contribution towards this very cause, but the level of corruption and negligence in the Senatorial House was overwhelming for a constructive change to be possible. Well, they never knew karma was lurking. In recent days, Senator Moro faced the worst kind of retribution, not from political opponents, but from fate itself. His son Victor, just 28 years old, died in a fatal road accident. The very road that for years, communities in Nasarawa and other states of the Federation has been begging the government to fix, but it remained unattended. Moro's son studied in Turkey, and after his education, he came back for the compulsory one-year National Youth Service Corps. Maybe Moro was tactically preparing his son for political offices, but fate had other plans. Moro lost his son and his grandson in a space of 48 hours. Moro's son Victor was driving in Mararaba when the ugly incident happened. What does this story teach us? That corruption and broken systems have real human costs and implications. That promises made in power cannot be separated from the lives of citizens. That insecurity, poor infrastructure, and bureaucratic recklessness don't just hurt others. Sometimes they can catch up with the powerful too. Senator Moro's tragedy is more than a personal loss. It is a wake-up call for our politicians to do the right thing.